let's talk about a few things that frugal people do on a daily basis that saves them thousands of dollars over the course of a year. Hey everyone, I hope you're having a good day. Today I wanted to share 7 frugal habits of highly frugal people, people who are high savers, who manage their personal day-to-day finances pretty well. But first, if you're new around here, hello, my name is Lydia Senn, and I am for the moms who are on a tight budget and a tight schedule. I like to share some easygoing, easy to follow tips that will save you both time and money. So if that's what you're into, I would love for you to subscribe and join our community. I often say that frugality is learned behavior. You were either taught by watching your parents or grandparents, or you were forced into frugality due to life circumstances like a job loss or something like that. If you're new to the frugal space or you're frugal curious, I wanted to share a few things from my lived experience as a woman who got out of debt. Frugal people are not wasteful, and it is really easy to waste, but it is also really easy to learn how to stop. Overconsumption is something that is rampant in our society. We see haul videos, we see it on social media, we see it in the way that we do children's birthday parties now, and it has gotten completely out of control. But beyond that, frugal people understand the meaning of using something up. Whether it be leftover beauty products, not going out and buying all new beauty products before you finish the ones that you have, or not saving all of your joy for a rainy day, not saving the best of what you have for a rainy day and enjoying it now and getting that use out of it and that fulfillment out of it instead of going out and buying something that's gonna be a little dopamine hit. You use up the nice things that you have. Frugal people are making sure they get good use out of the things that they've purchased. Frugal people have an emergency fund, and I realize that that is easier said than done. It is so hard to save money right now. I get it. But I realize, but I promise that if you are focused, the emergency fund will come. And I know that a lot of people follow Dave Ramsey, and I think that's great. And he recommends $1,000 starter emergency fund. I think that that is old and outdated advice. And to me, I think $1,000 is a great base, and then add to it. So for us, it's $1,000 base, and then $500 because we own a home, $500 for each car, and then $500 for each person. And so that would make our emergency fund about $5,500. Focusing on that emergency fund and putting everything you have towards it is a great idea, and it's going to build up faster than you think. I read an article recently that said 60% of Americans couldn't afford a $1,000 emergency. They wouldn't have the cash to cover it, and it would send them further into debt. Or they would have to borrow money from a family member or a friend, or a payday loan, which are notoriously predatory. But listening or reading that story kind of took me back to a time when my husband and I couldn't cover basic emergencies, and the panic that that made me feel, and how I personally don't want to go back there. Frugal people don't leave money on the table. If your company is offering you some sort of 401k match, take it. I know that sometimes people think, well, when I'm trying to pay off debt, I need to stop all my matches and put everything towards debt. But that is part of your base pay. If they are offering you to match 5%, that is part of your salary package. That is essentially free money. Why would you turn that down? Like, how is that even logical? 5% and 5% towards our debt didn't seem like that much, but 5% to not put into a 401k was a lot of money. Frugal people buy things used, or ask, hey, does somebody have something that they're getting rid of? And I'm going to tell you, number one, this goes with baby items. People are always getting rid of their baby items. So if you're pregnant or you know a pregnant lady, get on Facebook Marketplace, ask your friends. Somebody's got a pack and play. Somebody's got a carrier that you can put your baby in. Somebody's got clothes. Somebody's got a changing table. You can get what you need. Recently, we wanted to get our daughter a bike. We went to the store, we looked at bikes, we looked on Facebook Marketplace, and it turns out my dad had a bike because I mentioned, oh yeah, I'm on Facebook Marketplace looking for our daughter a bike. And he was like, girl, I got you. It had Barbie on it. She was so excited. But frugal people buy used first, and so much of my stuff is used. The camera that I'm talking to is refurbished. My phone is refurbished. My laptop is refurbished. I'm all about refurbished technology. My car is used, my house is used, all my furniture was used. I don't have a ton of new stuff, and that's okay with me. People will eke out as much out of an item as they can, and this kind of goes with don't wasting it. But I've shared this story before. My husband is a blue collar worker. There's a very specific type of boot that he needs when he goes into factory situations, and they can be quite expensive. Those boots get kind of old. We have paid to resole them. We have paid to have new leather put in them, and that is significantly cheaper than the $120 we would pay for a brand new pair of boots. This kind of goes with the same thing. Frugal people learn how to fix things. We had to install a new toilet. My husband looked it up on YouTube. I've had to fix little things around the house. I look it up on YouTube. Or, we figure out how to do small plumbing repairs. We had a huge leak in our yard. My husband figured out how to do the plumbing repair, and that saved us a few $100s. There are things I am not willing to do and things that I'm not willing to save money on, and I can talk about that in a different video. Frugal people are always trying to evolve their thinking around money because they are lifelong learners. And there's a lot of benefit in being a lifelong learner, both financially and just mentally, to stay sharp and to stay focused. But I am willing to learn new things about money and not be so set and rigid in my ways. And this has benefited me. Listening to other people's lived experiences and also listening to experts who can offer me advice and insight. I read books. My favorite is The Psychology of Money. I listen to podcasts. I watch other people's YouTube videos. I pay attention to the financial news that's going on. I pay attention to what is going on state and locally with finances, because those have a huge impact on my day-to-day. Your parents might not have known enough to teach you, and that's okay. You can still learn. The good news is you probably got a phone in your pocket. You're probably watching this off of a phone right now, and that means you can literally learn anything about money that you want. You have a reason you didn't learn, but you no longer have an excuse. So let's learn together. Frugal people are content, and this is something that I do struggle with. I got the weepies over the weekend. I got into my head. I got jealous about someone else's very exotic vacation. And I thought, when's it going to be my turn to go? Because I keep, for various reasons, having to cancel things that I've been really excited about. But what do I have? I have a healthy home with healthy children, a very low mortgage, and an amazing husband. I can be content with what I have. I can go home at the end of the day. I can steam clean my couches and be happy with what I have. I can break out the fancy dishes and we can eat a home-cooked meal off of them. And I can enjoy the space that I have, even if that space seems meager to others. It is my dream life to me. Frugal people know that short-term sacrifices matter and they're not forever. And I know it can be really hard to cut things out of your budget, to let go of things that were really important to you, to take on an extra job. But the thing is, if we make the hard short-term sacrifice, we're choosing an easier life in the long run. Not always easy, but financially easier to manage. 2 years is going to go by in a flash. And you can spend that 2 years paying off debt and working really hard, or you can spend that 2 years making the same decisions that you've always made. And at the end of that time period, you're in the same spot that you were. Frugal people plan. We plan vacations, we plan retirement funds, we plan house projects, but we also dream. The what ifs kind of keep us motivated, kind of keep us going. We plan our meals. We plan when we're going to pay our quarterly taxes. Quarterly, I mean, the government plans that for you. This is not a fly by the seat of your pants life, but it does create the financial freedom to have spontaneity. It creates the financial freedom to be able to help people, to be able to plan a weekend trip, to be able to do a fun surprise for your kids that you might not be able to do if you're so deep in debt you can't breathe. Frugal people have hobbies that save cash or that make them cash. Started off YouTube as a hobby, and it became something that I've made actual money on, sometimes more money at times than others, but it's not always a consistent income, but it is something that I do get paid from. My husband is an amazing baker, and so he makes these cakes that would cost us hundreds of dollars, and he's able to make them for 20 or 30 bucks. He built our bed. He built our children's beds. He makes furniture. He does amazing wood carvings that he donates to charity auctions. Oh, my husband's a better person than me. But we've been able to save money on things like the bed. I wanted a bed from Pottery. What? I wanted a bed that looked like a bed from Pottery Barn, but it was $1,700 and he built it for $250. So he's been able to save us money. But frugal people develop habits that benefit them. I would love to know, do you have any frugal habits or are you just learning? Leave me a comment below and tell me. Thank you for being here, and I'll see you soon.